Yes. Welcome back to the Football Terrace. Crystal Palace won. Tottenham won. They throw it away in the end, Tottenham. Dare I say Spursy. Dare I say bottle it. Crystal Palace fought hard. Fought, and they got themselves back into this game. Tottenham stay top, but it's all eyes on Liverpool now as they have the most simplistic of games against Fulham. And are we already starting to see what many a week ago were calling a title race? Are we already starting to see Chelsea and Tottenham fall by the wayside? Spurs fans, I want to hear from you right now. How do you feel? You took the lead, but you really didn't go for it until Palace equalized, in my opinion. You really didn't go for it. You didn't try and see out the win. You tried holding on to the 1-0 victory. And yes, that is what champions do. But you didn't quite come up trumps today. It fell apart a little bit. We are taking your calls. The links to call in are inside our description below. So if you want to call in via StreamYards now, get that done. We want to hear from you, Jose out. Come on, man. Your man don't mean that. No one wants Jose Mourinho sacked after this. Tottenham are definitely still in the title race. But these are the games. These are the big moments, especially when you know Liverpool are playing an easy match. Maybe there's a way out of this if, Liverpool are playing Man United or Chelsea this afternoon. They could drop points. Liverpool are not losing. Liverpool are not going to drop points to Fulham this afternoon. It's 2 points completely and utterly thrown away, in my opinion, here by Tottenham. It really, really is. And listen, Jose is going to be fuming. The defending at the end wasn't good enough. You allowed Crystal Palace to come onto you too much in that game. And in fact, you were outplayed. You had more of the ball. But Palace had 16 shots to your 15. Of that, they had 5 of them on target. Look at chances created in that match. They created 12 chances in that game. Spurs only created 8. And you're a superior team with a vastly superior manager. In the end, it's a bit of an embarrassing result for Tottenham. And when you're going for the title, this is the kind of game where when Tottenham are fighting for the top 4, fighting for top 6, it's okay to drop points in. In a title charge up against Liverpool, no excuse as far as I'm concerned. Poor result in the end, it really is. Daniel here says the keeper for Palace was brilliant. Give them credit, deserve respect. Yes, let's just say that. Look, the goal that he conceded was poor. But the 2 reaction saves at the end, first of all to Harry Kane's header, out of this world, David De Gea-esque. Like David De Gea in his pomp-esque. And then saving that free kick, putting it onto the crossbar at the end from Eric Dyer was absolutely sublime. So credit where credit is due to them. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. But I do want to hear from you now. Link is in the description below. Smash the like button as well. And sign up now to our Discord server. We want to hear from you, Tottenham fans. How disappointed are you? Chelsea, does this let you off the hook? And that's what Chelsea fans must be sitting there thinking now. We've been let off the hook. But Liverpool, they have an absolute opportunity now to seize on the mistakes from Chelsea and Tottenham this weekend and put themselves 2 points clear at the top of the table. Chelsea messed up. Tottenham messed up. Let's see what's going to happen. We're going to get some of the panel involved now as well. Hit that like and share button, as I say. Let's jump into what the panelists have got to say. We got Man Lucky Gal here with us, of course, Aguna. Probably happy to see that. What went wrong for Tottenham today? Why did they not manage to get over the line against Palace? What was wrong with Tottenham?
Honestly, I'm going to give credit to Palace. Tottenham kept knocking on the door. They got chances. They had to finish those chances. They weren't able to finish the chances. And you know what? I feel like their style of play and the way they perform week in, week out, it doesn't look like a team that is going to win this title for me. To me, they're still imposters. To me, Terry, these guys have been getting points. Big up to them for being at the top of the table right now at this point of the season. But just because we started the season later, people are saying, oh, we're almost in late December. They're title contenders. To me, they're still imposters, Terry. They're imposters, and I don't think they're going to win this league. The style of play they've been playing with, it's been getting them points, but I don't think they have enough to come April to be up there still with the rest of the league.
So you think sort of nicking results 2-1, 1-0, etc. You don't think that's the way to win titles?
You can win a title that way, no. And if you win a title that way, big up to you. But this Tottenham team, until they prove me wrong, Terry, I'm gonna still be on here every single week saying these guys are imposters. They're at the top of the table because no one else was. None of the other teams took points off them. Big up to them for winning the game they needed to win and drawing the game they needed to draw. But as of right now, to me, Tottenham, they still don't have it. They still don't have it, and until they have proven winners in their team, I'm not talking about Lloris winning the World Cup. I'm talking about winners that have won the league and shown me they can win something in the Premier League. I'm gonna throw them away. And to me, they're still imposters.
I understand. Do you understand where people, and you're allowed that opinion, you reject people having that view, though, on Arsenal. So when we say we want to see Arsenal prove it before we believe there's going to be progression, you denounce that logic. So when we say that Arteta's got to show us that he's a top-class manager before we believe he's a top-class manager, when we say Arsenal have turned the corner, we want to see it before we believe it's happening. You say that's wrong. We should have faith. But with Tottenham being up near the top of the league, you're saying we can't believe they're title contenders until they prove they're title contenders. Is that not the same logic?
No, that's completely different. When you're asking somebody to win a title, Terry, that's a different level of standard that you need to maintain. What you're saying about Arsenal is getting back into the top four. That's a different level of standard that you need to have to be
Okay, so
winning the league and
I
winning the
agree with
top
you,
four.
it's a different standard, but the logic is the same. So I don't believe Arsenal are ready to challenge for the top four. You've said in the past, and I'm not quoting you word for word, but have faith, it's happening, the changes are coming, we're on the way to doing it. Some Tottenham fans are saying they're in a title race. Trust me, it's happening. We're on our way to being in a title race. And you're saying, yes, believe in Arsenal, but no, Tottenham can't do it. Until they prove it, you won't believe it. I'm saying logically that just seems flawed.
Terry, they are who we think they are. This is Tottenham. They don't win trophies. They haven't won anything in majority of my lifetime. They haven't won much trophies. Maybe a handful of trophies in late 90s, early 2000s. They won a trophy. That's it. And to me, winning the FA Cup and our worst time, this is the worst Arsenal in a long time, Terry. And we still get trophies. We still get over the line. I've never seen them get over the line. And to me, it's a psychological thing. If that club knows they've never been over the line, yes, Jose Mourinho has been there, but he's the only one there that's been there. Name anybody in there. Maybe some of those guys have won in other leagues, but none of them have won anything in the English game. Pepe has more trophies than that whole club, except for Jose. Let's be honest.
I understand where you're coming from, and I think that's a fair point in terms of getting over the line. I still think they're in a title race, though, and today is going to be huge. Today is hugely disappointing, and they have to look at themselves because to be in a title race, these are games that you cannot be affording to throw points away in when you're up against this brilliant Liverpool team, who, for me, are probably only going to drop another 10 to 12 points for the remainder of the season. And, you know, the likes of Tottenham and Chelsea this weekend have really let up in games where they should be winning. Tottenham should be winning away from home against Palace, and Chelsea should be beating Everton on the current form that they're in. There's no doubt about it. Listen, Igal, we're probably going to speak to you later on today after the Arsenal game. So thank you very much for coming on, mate, and having your say. We'll speak to you soon. Top man. Igal's had he said, and next on the show, we are going to have LFC Rants is with us. LFC Rants, welcome back to the Football Terrace, brother. What did you make of Tottenham's performance, and do you see them as title contenders?
Hi, Terry. So, I mean, in terms of title contenders, yes, I do see them. I do see Tottenham as a title contender.
Really bad
Because
line.
Liverpool,
Try coming back. It's really fuzzy for us, mate. We'll speak to you soon. Thank you. Next up, we're going to have Latimus. Latimus Prime is here. Laddie, are you with us or are you frozen? I think he's frozen. He's not here. He is not here. Next up, Dean. Dean, welcome to the Football Terrace. Who do you support?
Hey, man, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, brother. Who do you support?
Liverpool.
You're a Liverpool
I'm all
fan.
the way from South Africa, yes.
Lovely, mate. Thank you for calling the show. You're a Liverpool fan. Tottenham have just dropped points, giving you a massive incentive. Do you see Tottenham as title contenders? Someone that's going to push you for your trophy?
Nah, I don't think so, man. Like, I watched the whole game today. They were so poor. Like, you see, Jose, he runs out of options all the time. It's like his style doesn't work anymore because, people have new strategies, new ways of playing. There's, if you watched what Palace did today, I mean, first half they were poor, then second half they came back. I mean, if any team plays like Palace, like how Palace play today, trust me, maybe it would be difficult for Jose to finish even in top 5.
I respect your views on that. Are you confident of getting the points against Fulham this afternoon? Do you think that's an easy game for you?
Nothing is easy now, bro. But we just see. I don't have this thing. People have confidence nowadays, but Trust me, I just watched the game. 90 minutes, then we talk. Because at the moment, I can't rule out Tottenham yet. There's Man City still in the conversation. Chelsea, Man U as well. Because you can see how many points between like the top. I think the top 10. It's not much of a big difference. So anyone can go to top 4 anytime if anyone slips up. So Liverpool have to concentrate. We have to play without any like what we did last season. So yeah, I just want to watch the game and enjoy the game, and I don't want to make any predictions this year.
I hear you. Dean, my friend, thank you very much for coming on and having your say. Thank you. If you want to call in, the link to join the StreamYard is in the description below. Next up, we are going to have Latimus is here. Laddie, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good. How disappointed are you to see your lovely Jose and your lovely Tottenham lose? Not lose points. Sorry, lose points.
That's funny. You're very funny, man. No, but seriously though, Chelsea have been let off because Spurs should have capitalized today on Chelsea dropping points, and they failed to do it. This Crystal Palace team is a very good team. Keep in mind, but you think Spurs going 1-0 up, they should be able to turn it on and score another, or at least keep the lead. Are Spurs still title contenders? Yes, they are, but it's the thing of will they actually end up winning it? For me, Liverpool are still favourites anyway for to win it, and let's see if they can capitalize on both Chelsea and Spurs dropping points.
Yeah, I understand that, and I think that Chelsea and Tottenham can do it, but they just have to. The results for both of you this weekend are not the end of the world, but it's bouncing back quickly. What Spurs and Chelsea can't allow for, and end up proving people like Igal right, is allowing this weekend's poor results to turn into 2 to 3 to 4 weeks of poor results, where Liverpool then just win 3 or 4 on the bounce, and suddenly there's a 6-7 point gap. You're just not closing that on this Liverpool team. It's going to be almost impossible because they're like a freight train when they get going. And I think that would be my my team isn't in the title race, so I don't have that concern. Where the top 4 race will remain open for a lot of this season is if everybody remains inconsistent, because we saw it last year where every other week we kept on opening the door for each other. Liverpool opened the door early on in the season. Spurs and Chelsea stepped into it. It's your job to stay at the party now. If you get yourselves kicked out, it's going to be all on yourselves. So it isn't the end of the world, but you have to bounce back from this weekend, no doubt. In terms of what Igal has had to say, do you think it's unfair to sort of discount Spurs because they've not won the Premier League before, or do you think that's fair logic?
It's extremely unfair to discount them. I think what Igal, when he hears can Spurs win the league, he's using his bias as a rival and automatically thinking no, because he's thinking they're going to win it. No, they can't win it. If you're looking about it honestly and realistically, there's no reason why they can't. Harry Kane and Son, the form that they're both on is terrifying. They're two of the most informed players in the league. Kane is the best striker in the league. Arguably, Aguero, Son's one of the best wingers in the league. They've have one of the best defenses in the league this season.
Yeah.
Ndombele is on amazing form right now. He's showing the quality that people were saying that he should be when he comes to the league. The talent that he has. I think Igal's just being a bit salty, to be honest. There's no reason why Spurs can't do it. And if you're someone who, I know people laugh, but I'm someone who you don't bet against Jose if he puts his mind to something, and if he puts his mind actually winning it. They play Liverpool. I think was it Wednesday or Tuesday. If they beat Liverpool,
and that's the point. It's so big. That game next week now, we're of course going to be doing a big preview and build up to that. It's massive. Latimus, I will speak to you again soon later today, no doubt. Take care, buddy. Thank you very much. Next up, we're going to have Sam Burton, who's a Tottenham fan. Sam, welcome to the Football Terrace. You dropped points today. You kind of, for me, threw it away in the end. What's your reaction to today's game, and also your thoughts on people discounting you as title contender? And can you do me a favor? Can you not breathe down your mic?
Sorry.
Honestly, it sounded like cool. Give me your thoughts on dropping points today, mate.
To be fair to Palace, I think they played really well. They really dominated quite a bit in that second half. I still think we're up there for title contenders, though.
Yeah, I mean, what do you make of what the sort of Egal and Egal and the like say in relation to your pretenders? You've been there before. You've got no staying
Yeah.
power. What's your
No.
response to those kind of comments, mate?
I think there is some logic behind it because we obviously we haven't won the Premier League before, but yeah, I don't know. I still think we've got if Kane and Son stay fit, then I still think we've got a good chance. I think the Liverpool game the next game against Liverpool is going to be really important.
Yeah, no doubt about that whatsoever. In midweek, I mean, Liverpool are probably going to beat Fulham. It makes that game so important midweek. Suddenly they go 2 points in front of you today and then beat you. That's 5 points. That's a gap that they will start to wedge between you. And Liverpool are just relentless when they get ahead of themselves in that way. But Sam, thank you very much for coming on, having your say, mate. Really do appreciate it here at the Football Terrace. Next up, we're going to get Alex on the show. Alex, welcome back to the Football Terrace, mate. Would love your views and opinions. A lot of rival fans discounting Tottenham from the title race. Is today any proof that you can't win a title, or do you think they're just being salty?
We're not title contenders, Terry, because we're in December. Okay, we're in April. We'll see what happens. Okay, that's the sensible decision of what we're saying at the moment. Now, today, I would say. I was glad this happened because I think it's just a reality check to Tottenham fans at the moment. Okay. Now I've heard a lot of themes on this channel. I was quite interested to how my super chat yesterday triggered Monster yesterday, because if Monster's hearing this, he knows where to find me. Because I'm ready for a battle with anybody, to be honest with you. And but anyway, talking about this game. There's a long way to go with Tottenham. Absolute long way to go with Tottenham. There's still questions on if Kane and Son are not playing, because Birdwin at the moment, and I'm not blaming him. I'm blaming the coaching staff. They need to get more out of him. His game's not evolved, and when you don't evolve, you get stale. Ndombele, he's good, but there's more to give for him at the moment. And I'm not blaming him. I'm again looking at the coaching staff to get more out of him. The Celso as well. Because they need to evolve. Because there's more to give in the tank in those two players. And I know that, and I think a lot of Tottenham fans know that as well. Because unfortunately, I think what Mourinho is doing with him, he's telling him to do one thing and he looks good. But we know that there's more to give for him at the moment. Dyer is a good defender. Dyer is a very good defender. I said that before because I've been at Tottenham Stadium. I've been at the Tottenham Stadium. Everyone was having a go at Dyer in the midfield. I said he's a defender. He's a defender, and he's proving it right now. So it's quite clear. The thing that annoyed me about today's game in the second half, why did we let Palace on us? Why do we let Palace on us? And then after it, all of a sudden we're starting attacking.
What I will say to you is that is Jose Mourinho's MO. That is how Jose Mourinho teams play. More often than not, so far this season, it's worked out for yourselves. But when you think back to the Newcastle game, not finishing it's not finishing your chances and then not attacking enough. If you'd have put it on Crystal Palace, like you did in those last 10, 12 minutes after they equalised, I think you'd have battered them because, yes, their goalie pulled off 2 world-class saves, but there's only so much in it. So it's only so many world-class saves you can pull off in a game. I would be frustrated this afternoon as a Tottenham fan because I do think you can win the title.
Terry, I'm sorry. Terry, I've got to just interject there. Sorry. I'm not frustrated because it's not a marathon. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Okay?
I get that. But this is the team you're better than, though. Alex, this is the team you're better than. This is a team that you are better than. This is a team that you should be beating. And as you just said, when you turned it back on after they equalised, you started battering the door down. If you'd have been a little bit more expansive earlier on in that match, you could have put them to bed, couldn't you?
Yeah, but as I said before, we played this low block, and I was actually quite surprised because I don't think Alderweireld is going to last at Tottenham because he hasn't got pace. And like I said, you put a Rashford in front of Alderweireld, he'll get done for pace. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think that's a long-term centre back pairing for me. Okay, I think Rondon or Sanchez. It's going to be interesting. The thing that annoys me about Tottenham fans at the moment, they're saying, "Oh, we can get rid of Ali. We can get." And I was actually impressed with Ali today. I was shocked when he defending. I was like, "What the hell's going on here? What is the hell's going on here?" So that's kind of might turn me with Mourinho because I don't like Mourinho. I don't like him, and I've got my reasons for it. It's not about the football, the pragmatic football. It's just the way he deals with players. But the way he's turned Ali, I'm quite impressed because I thought that was a problem for me, and I don't think we've got a good squad still because, as I said before, when Højbjerg's not playing, I've heard Sissoko as well, which I don't really get that because other players can still play his position as far as I'm concerned. And when Song and Kane are not playing, there's still a question for me. There's still a question. And,
I hear you on that. I do hear you on that.
Yeah.
Alex, listen, mate, I appreciate you coming on, having your say. Always articulate your point very, very well. Chat to you soon, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your support as well. Really means a lot to the channel. Next up, we're going to throw Adam, come on you Spurs, onto the show. What you saying, mate? Adam, you there? Adam's not speaking. We're going to move on to a different caller. See what's being said here. We've got Ches. Ches is a Chelsea fan. Ches, what you saying, bro?
Oh, you got Terry?
Yeah, I'm good, brother. I'm good.
I think it was interesting because it just shows what we were talking about yesterday after the Chelsea game, that anybody can drop points, and it's not necessarily a title race. It's just more about consistency, if that makes sense. And it's just how we said at the beginning of the season, whoever has the most consistent form in a longer, prolonged period will help the Bristol title. And that's looking at Liverpool the way it's going, but this is why I said that people want a title race, but it could end up with Liverpool just pulling away. I wouldn't be surprised, Terry. I actually wouldn't be surprised.
That's what I'm talking about, mate. I think for me, there's a blue here with a super chat who says that no one will run away with the league this year. That's his view. I don't know about that. I think Liverpool, they started the season off with average performances, big injuries, and it opened the door for people. Spurs and Tottenham especially stepped in, but it's about maintaining that now. And this weekend is one weekend. So neither Tottenham or Chelsea get written off for having one bad weekend, in my opinion. But it's if that bad weekend now starts to become every other weekend, as it was for Tottenham and Chelsea last season. That would be the concern for me. And for Spurs, their next game is Liverpool. And I think Liverpool are going to batter Fulham, which has just kicked off, by 3 or 4 goals. If they then beat Tottenham, there's suddenly going to be a 5-point gap between them. And Liverpool have got this habit of, once they've got that gap, making it count. And I think it will just steadily grow. And by the end of, from Spurs' perspective, if they lose against, if Liverpool win the next 2 games, one of them being against them, Spurs will, in my opinion, be 9 to 10 points away from Liverpool by the end of January. And that's them out of this title race that they've been talking about being in.
100%. And the funny thing is that, like, even the guy was saying before, I don't know what Mourinho is doing in his match. I know it's a poster stamp Mourinho, but he sat back kind of expecting Palace to score and then attack after. This is poor tactics. And I wouldn't say it's dinosaur. I wouldn't say it's outdated because he's got good performances. But long term, we all said, can he do it against teams where they're going to sit back and you're going to be on the attacking impetus? And it's just not good enough. And back on the Liverpool thing, is that gap, like you said before as well, is a massive gap. 6 points is a lot. 5 points is a lot, especially in this period where there's quick games, quick turnarounds. And if Liverpool have the form they're in, you can see them go through. And this is why they're favourites. And this is why they should win it, to be honest. They don't walk out challenger.
And they absolutely are favourites, and that will make them stand out. But it's just the way you stop Liverpool from being so relentless. The only way of doing it, in my opinion, is by yourselves remaining consistent. And it becomes a battle of attrition. Who can sustain things? And with you've got to remember, they've still got their 2 best centre-backs out injured for probably the rest of the season. Teams like Liverpool and Tottenham and Chelsea should be making that count, but only time will tell if they can. Listen, Ches, thank you for coming on, mate, and having your say. Really do appreciate that. We're going to do a few more calls. Make sure you're hitting that like button for us, please, ladies and gentlemen. It's very, very important to the Football Terrace that you get that done for us right now. Next up, we're going to have, I'm not going to read out his name, but we're going to get him on the air. What you saying, bro?
Hello.
How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm a Tottenham fan. I don't know why we were dominating at the start of the game until we scored, and then Mourinho like sat back. I feel like I don't know if he does. I don't know if he like doesn't trust our defense or doesn't trust Dyer. But if he doesn't, I feel like we need to get a new centre back in January, like Skriniar or something.
Do you know what I'll say to you, bro? Is this Jose Mourinho will do that if he had. Okay, I was about to go very hyperbolic. I was about to say if you had the best players in the world, he'd still do that. That probably isn't true. He didn't do it so much at Real Madrid. He is a pragmatic manager. That is how he defends. That's how he plays. He did it at Man United. And do you know what? The way you played today, I get that if you're away at City, away at Liverpool, playing Man United, maybe he didn't actually against us. I get it against the top teams. But when you're away against Palace and you're 1-0 up, you've got superior players in every single position.
Yeah.
It's frustrating, and there is no logic to it other than it's what Jose Mourinho does. I saw it for 2.5 years at Man United, and Spurs fans have just got to understand that that's him.
But yeah, I don't think we'll win the league just because I don't think we can do it against the smaller teams. Like, I feel like we need like another like Eriksen. We don't have one of those. I mean, Ndombele, I can't really class him as like a similar player to Eriksen. Like, we need like a proper attacking midfielder who can like proper, like, I don't know, like just get it to the front men, because I just don't think we have enough creativity in there.
No, I do. I do think you need more reinforcements. Having that replacement for Kane or Son is going to be key, and maybe a new centre back is needed. I don't trusting for Jose, but as a general rule, I do think that's needed. Mate, I appreciate you coming on and your say. Thank you very, very much as always. Interesting start to this game. Fulham have had a couple of half opportunities. They had a really good chance to score there, but didn't take it. But the problem for Fulham is they play so open and expansive, and it looks great. But against a team like Liverpool, going to get punished. Listen, everyone who's tuned in, thank you. Do me a big, big favor. Hit the like button right now, please. Hit the share button as well. Sign up to the Discord server. We're going to be live again as soon as the Fulham Liverpool game finishes, and live again after Arsenal Burnley. So make sure you tune in. Until then,